Hey everyone, we're back in Mule in the same park from our old video, in a different part of the park. Matt, everyone, Matt.
Hello,
Tell us about yourself. Who is this guy?
I'm Matt.
Anyway, in the Gorilla series that I've been making, now is the time to actually taste our beers. He's in the competition too. There's 20 of us. We got 10% of the entries right here in this park. So let's start with your beer. We're going to taste both of ours. I have no idea what you made. What did you make?
I made a hazy IPA.
And tell us about the process. Like, why did you pick that? What did you put into it?
Well, they sent us the grains, right? And there's a specific malt bill using, 3.5 kilos of,
Golden Promise, yeah.
Golden Promise, then a kilo of wheat malt and a kilo of oat malt. And that's kind of an odd recipe for many styles of beer, but it will work for a hazy IPA. At the time, I did not know that we could add stuff to it.
That was my fault, actually. Yeah. Yeah, he's looking at me, isn't he? Yes, he is, yeah.
So, I went ahead and made the beer that I think suited that grist, that malt bill, that would suit it properly. And that's what I came up with.
And hop-wise, what are we talking about?
I used, what did I use? 3 hops.
Are you going to tell us what they are, or are you going to be mysterious? Hop-wise, what are we talking about?
Well, a little bit of bittering, 20 IBUs of Magnum at the boil. And then I added Simcoe, Citra, and Amarillo.
Sick. Okay, cool.
So I added some 20 minutes and 0 minutes, some Whirlpool, and then a big heavy dose of dry hop. And, of course, hazy IPA yeast, Verdant, and
We used that when we made our beer, right?
Yes.
The Verdant? Yeah. Also, if you're wondering, whatever that is, come to Mule and then come support this guy.
don't support this guy.
I have no idea what he's talking about. It's either selling shit or a protest.
Either way, I hate it.
No, what the fuck? You bring a bottle out of your bag, they think there's food or something? What did you name your beer for the competition?
The beer's name
What's this
is.
smile? What is it?
The beer's name is. The malt bill demanded this.
No, you didn't. Did you actually write that?
Or well, what was it? The grain bill? The malt bill.
Malt bill, grain bill, same thing.
Same thing. Malt bill, grain bill demanded this. So, if I had known at the very beginning that we could have added anything we wanted, I would have made a very different beer.
I did correct that quickly, but
Not quick enough.
Apparently he'd already started brewing, so apologies. Smells good. Yeah, give him a, yeah. I look like the most interesting guy in the world with my... Alright, let's do it. IPA or pale ale? I suppose it's an IPA.
I mean, it has to be an IPA because there is no hazy pale ale in the BJCP guide.
That's true. Oh, I talked about that too. I really boned myself with the BJCP thing. I'd already decided on what I was going to make.
Right.
It's a 34C.
What, historic?
Experimental. Now and then it's like, if you do this, you have to like go into excruciating detail about what the beer is, and it's like, it's a Norwegian farmhouse ale. I put juniper in it. Yeah. Paul from Gorilla specifically told me, like, you know, BJCP guidelines are important for the testing, but he also said, like, you know, we are going to be looking for the most delicious one. Like, obviously there are guidelines, but he said, like, you know, he's going to make it clear to everyone there, like, you know, don't be too anal about that.
Yeah,
he wants the best one.
Yeah, like basically a best in show.
Yeah.
Out of 20, I guess. Interesting. How many judges are they going to have? Do you know?
I think there's 11.
Yeah, okay. For 20 beers.
Everyone's going to get a little something.
You actually have to send in 2 liters worth of beer, which is twice
That's way more than normal.
That's twice the amount of normal. So it just goes to show that a lot of people are going to be tasting this. I don't know if all 20 will be able to taste, or all the judges will be able to taste all the beers.
I'd say half of the judges are probably going to have every beer. Does that make sense? How did I word that?
Half the judges will have.
You get the idea, though. I think, you know, it's more than normal. They're going to get shared and bandied about more than your average beer competition. This is insanely drinkable, man.
Thank you.
It's not over the
Considering
top.
I don't really have proper temp control. If I had proper temp control, it'd
I
probably be
do
better.
now, and it puts a lot of pressure on myself. Yeah, like there's no excuses anymore, right? I can't go, well, it's summer. Like I don't have that option now.
Yeah.
My inheritance came in from my grandmother, and I basically first thing I did was buy a fridge and a temp control. First thing I did. Thanks, Grandma. You're gone, but not forgotten. This isn't the hoppiest thing in the world, and it has like the citrus come through well too. Like this doesn't have any dankness to it, which I thought the Simcoe would add, but apparently you didn't use enough of that to like really hit that home.
I used at 20 minutes. It was 5 IBUs of each, then the same amount as 0 at flame out,
Okay.
and then in the whirlpool it was about 20, 25. I don't know. Maybe it's 20, 20, 20 on each, just 20 grams each. And then for the dry hop, I added actually a little bit more Amarillo. Amarillo had the lowest alpha acid, so I needed to increase that a little bit to balance out the IBUs.
Actually, you know what this reminds me of? Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. A little bit.
It's better. I hate Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
It's the,
I don't hate
it's the
it.
standard pale ale, though. And
just-
I don't mean this as an insult, but you've kind of nailed like. That's why I asked you if it was a pale ale or an IPA. You've kind of like nailed a really good pale ale, like sessionable pale ale. Yeah.
Well, it's 5.6%. I wouldn't call it quite a session.
I'm an alcoholic, so 5.6 is nothing.
I turned down the power wattage on my unit.
There's the 2 knobs, right?
No, well, maybe on yours. Mine is a controller. I just go in.
You have the app. That's right. Yeah.
It was 100%, so I turned it down to like 80%. So the boil is just a little less vigorous, and so it didn't boil off as much. Therefore, the gravity was a little
It's a
lower.
bit
than
low? Okay.
Yeah. Gravity was a little lower than expected,
Makes sense.
but
We won't hold that against it. My beer has been well documented on this channel, but to refresh Matt's memory and all of you, essentially I knew everyone was going to be making hazy IPAs.
he
And
thinks
then-
everyone is.
And that was my assumption, right? With the grain bill that he mentioned, I went, everyone's going to be hopping the fuck out of these things. And so I did a right while everyone else did a left. So I added a bit of rye, because this is a Norwegian recipe. And so, but the malt bill is basically what was said, essentially, with a 3% addition of rye. And then in the warm up to the mash temp, thanks Matt, in the mash temp coming up to speed, I basically put actual juniper wood in from the tree. It was like basically Oriental medicine stuff. It was like slices of trunk, like little wooden discs. And yeah, I added some Hallertau Mittelfeu and what else did I use? Fuck. Anyway, I'll put it below as a word. And then yeah,
One word,
in the cool down, 90 degrees, I put in 20 grams of juniper berries, and then at 70 degrees, I put another 20 into the hop spider. Bob's your uncle.
What yeast did you use?
Kvike, because that's the one thing that you need for the Norwegian farmhouse.
Voss?
The Lallemand Voss. The Lallemand Voss one. Yeah. But it's a farmhouse ale, right? Which gives you a bit of liberty as for what you put in it, right? But that Kvike yeast is the one thing that you can't fuck around with. Yeah. It needs to be that yeast.
Yeah, it definitely nails the farmhouseness. But not like you know the taste that like Belle Saison gives you, like the French. That's French, yeah. The French Saison.
Bit of spice?
I don't quite like that flavor from that yeast.
Okay.
I've had saisons that are absolutely banging, but Belle Saison gives a little ester that I just don't quite like.
What kind of ester? Like what kind of flavor would you say that ester is?
I don't know. It's
like fruity or what?
Yeah, well, it's a little spiced, right? It's like a fruity spice. And don't get me wrong, I like spice, but that type of one in the beer for some reason just doesn't work for me. That's why I got Farmhouse, Lallamont's new Farmhouse yeast. I'm gonna try that.
It's literally called farmhouse yeast.
Yeah.
Did you get it from Stefano?
I got it from America.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's not available in Korea.
I love you, Stefano, but yeah, like I don't know where he's getting his shit from, but you know, there are way more yeasts out there than what is available at Seoul Home.
Well,
and again, I mean that with no disrespect, but that's simply a fact. Yeah,
part
it's
of
factual,
it,
yeah.
part of it's probably going to be like it's not allowed to be imported yet. And to import new ingredients, it takes a lot of work. As you know from Nick, trying to get New Zealand hops in took him like a year.
He basically started importing hops from New Zealand, and now everyone gets the benefit.
Everyone
he paved that road. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone that uses New Zealand hops in Korea is all because of Nick from Chill Hops.
I mean, tooting my own horn, quote unquote, this is insanely drinkable. And I think that haphazardly or accidentally, I've made a bit of a kolsch. Kolsch. It's tiny bit of citrus. It's lager-y. Like, there's a drinkability to this. I don't think this is my best beer that I've ever made, but there's a drinkability to this that's lager-like, I think. It's insanely smooth and just, like, refreshing for summer temperatures, right? Again, I'm bragging, quote-unquote, but I honestly think that you could have 6 of these over the course of an afternoon and it wouldn't be an issue. It's smooth, it's slightly citrusy, that's from the Kvike. But do I think this is the best beer I've ever made? No, but I mean, we'll see how it fares during the beer competition. I have no idea what they're gonna think. I've essentially made like a refreshing summer kolsch by accident. I didn't put that in the beer parameters because that would negate the entire experimental beer category that I put it in. But for your sake, I'll tell you, and yours, yeah, I'll say that on camera. But thoughts?
It's good.
We'll see
I
how it
wouldn't
goes.
have 6 of them, but
I should actually no, Matt. I should tell you.
to be fair, you know, today's weather is a little slightly cooler. It's overcast. It's not raining yet, but it might rain later.
We're under this pavilion because we assumed it would rain. It's not, but
It's the rainy season here. If it was a sunny day, this would hit better. I
on the
think.
beach. That's what I mean about like summer drinkability. This is actually 7% though. I know. It's fucking strong.
It's a bit strong. Yeah.
I nailed. I didn't actually use an app for this. I just put it down on paper.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I didn't. Nothing was like calibrated for it. I kind of just went like 21, 7 in the sparge. Fuck it. We'll see what happens. And I got 7% out. I actually was aiming for 1.06, and I got that
1060
without any app involved. But this is one of those things. I fuck up beer so often. But
Well,
this
how
is one of those things where it's like, holy shit! I actually
Did you add any grains to the recipe?
3% rye. So
That's
it
it?
was no, sorry, it was 150 grams of rye, and there was carapil
I added carapils.
for body.
Yeah.
I put that in everything. It's like, hey man, it doesn't affect the flavor, but it adds nice body and foam retention to
Yeah,
it. So it's like,
exactly.
fuck it, throw it in.
Yeah, so
If it doesn't affect the flavor, fuck it. Yeah, yeah.
I had some extra carapils, so I put that in. But yeah, if I had my choice, I would have just added a bunch more wheat and made a wheat beer.